Swamps were everywhere in the deep area of the inner area of Universe Boat. Above it was the boundless lava ocean. Hua, hua, hua. Lots of lava fell from the sky, and it clotted before it reached the ground. It turned into black rocks, which grew softer. They flew like black mercury and formed the black swamp. The lava ocean was at the top, and the black swamp was at the bottom. This was the infamous flame ice region. As it was in the deepest part of the inner area, there were millions of dangerous places, which was why they were all given random names, but the dangers couldn't be overlooked. View, view, view. Suddenly, bubbles started to show up on the black swamp. More and more bubbles showed up, and some black swamp water was blasted out. Ripples showed up on this area, and they spread. Hua, 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 hong, 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 hong. The black swamp area started to tremble, and it was horrifying. Around 10 light years away from that area, a small but delicate palace with a steeple was floating. Inside the palace were 3 great beings. All of them had single-eye phantoms on their backs. Apparently, they were great beings from the Divine Eye clan. A giant man in golden armor smiled. Although it's extremely dangerous in Flame Ice region, the dangers can be identified. It's a good place in Universe Boat. There are rarely any true treasures born, but every time one emerges, it's at least a pinnacle domain type or palace type true treasure. Shadow Dust, I'm so jealous that you two are stationed here in the long term. It's indeed a great place, but there are also lots of powers here. A small man from Divine Eye clan smirked. The 2 Holy Land universes don't care, yet several powers from the first universe era are also here. Are you really jealous, Golden Square? Golden Square, let us switch. Can we? Said a female from the Divine Eye clan in a loose black cape, smiling. Shadow Dust Master and Sorcerer Sprite Master were 2 extremely powerful great beings from the Divine Eye clan. They were also partners. One of them was great at close combat, while the other was great at soul attack. They roamed Universe Ocean cooperating with each other, and they rarely met a match. Normally, they stayed in Flame Ice region. No, I'm not going to switch. The giant man in golden armor shook his head. In the entire inner area of Universe Boat, there aren't many good places that we Divine Eye clan know of. We spent a lot of energies finding that place. Though there aren't as many valuables here as your place, it's much safer. You're so timid. Shadow Dust Master smirked. Just when the female wanted to say something, she frowned. Shadow Dust Master's eyes gleamed as well, and he tried to sense it carefully. That direction! It's there! Shadow Dust Master and Sorcerer Sprite Master turned in the same direction, then made eye contact. They both knew that something had happened, something great happened. Do you want to go, Golden Square? Asked Shadow Dust Master. Congratulations. It seems that we're about to get something, said the golden armored man. Of course I'll go. Perhaps not only the Divine Eye clan is stationed there, you 2 alone might not be able to hold them. I'll need to come and help. We'll give you benefits if you actually help us, said Sorcerer Sprite Master. But we won't give you anything if you prove worthless. We need to make sure that you know this. Of course. The golden armored man nodded. Let us go. Go. So, the palace turned into a green light, and it moved forward in the space between the lava ocean and the black swamp. In another space flew a pyramid-shaped building. Inside the pyramid, a bold man was drinking wine and looking outside through his palace true treasure. The horrible environment outside gave him chills. Huh! The bold man frowned. Is a new true treasure born? Am I really that lucky? I can't believe I ran into something like this. I'll go. So, the pyramid sensed the direction and flew toward it. The tiny, bloody light kept moving forward 100 times faster than light speed. Inside the control room, Luo Feng sat looking at the outside. He held a cup of green tea in his hand, and there were engravings showing on his eyes. A small trace of godly power permeated. Huh! Luo Feng's eyes turned bright immediately. Something special, he whispered. Space and time were very stable in dangerous places like Flame Ice region. It was difficult for space and time to tremble. Have Universe Supreme Masters used their power to break the laws? Is a true treasure born? Is a massive catastrophe coming? Whispered Luo Feng. Probably true treasures being born. I've been in Universe Boat for almost 1,000 years, thought Luo Feng. I only got crazy demon extermination godly armor by killing 5 Chaos Master. As for the true treasures naturally born, the most precious one is the top tier domain type true treasure Snow Fire Sector. I haven't seen one pinnacle palace type true treasure. It's time for me to find a better true treasure. True treasures born in the inner area were all great. The best naturally born true treasure he had seen was a top-tier domain type true treasure, which was nothing in the inner area. In places like Flame Ice region, top-tier domain type true treasures couldn't even survive. I'll go and see. So, Luo Feng followed his sensation. Flame Ice region was vast, and teleportation was only possible at the periphery. Luo Feng could only fly. After around a month, Luo Feng frowned. He kept using his domain true treasure snow fire sector, yet he touched another domain outside. It was a freezing domain. Are you Milky Way Horde leader Luo Feng? A godly power transmitted the voice inside the domain. Yes, I am. Who are you? Luo Feng couldn't tell by his voice alone. I am Dear Bug. The godly power kept transmitting the voice. Dear Bug Master. How lucky I am to meet you here, Luo Feng replied. He couldn't tell by sensing the domain, yet now he knew that it was Dear Bug Master, a supreme being from Purple Moon Holy Land universe. Dear Bug Master was an ancient being among the top beings of the Purple Moon Holy Land universe. He was a level 6 universe master because he had a supreme true treasure. A supreme true treasure named Dear Bug Godly Armor. Dear Bug Master loved being alone, and he loved adventure. Usually, adventurers would die quickly in Universe Ocean. However, Dear Bug Master not only had the information support from Purple Moon Holy Land universe, but he also had his own power and his true treasure to survive. Did you notice that as well? Asked Dear Bug Master. Yes. Luo Feng nodded. I'm heading there. Let us go together, shall we? Said Dear Bug Master. Okay. So. A beam of bloody light and a golden streak of light shot off. After another 3 days. Ha! Luo Feng looked at the thrilling scene in the black swamp. A giant boat was rising from the swamp. The boat was black, and black liquid dripped from it into the black swamp. The black swamp churned, and black liquid sprayed out. Aside from the pyramid and the bloody tower, there was another palace with a steeple was in the sky. Is it Shadow and Sorcerer? Shadow and Sorcerer? Luo Feng could tell immediately that it must have been Shadow Dust Master and Sorcerer Sprite Master in the palace with the steeple. Yes, it's me and Shadow Sorcerer. I didn't expect Dear Bug Master to be here too, said a clear voice. Judging from the domain, it must be Milky Way Horde leader. Luo Feng's voice was transmitted. It's me. I didn't expect Milky Way Horde leader and Dear Bug Master to be here together, said Sorcerer Sprite Master. We're heading to the same place, said Luo Feng. Not happy seeing us here? Said Dear Bug Master. Haha, I am exhilarated. I have met the birth of this boat of mausoleum. I'm so lucky! Humph! Luo Feng couldn't have cared less about the others. He was looking at the giant boat rising from the endless swamp, which seemed to be longer than 10 billion kilometers. Luo Feng couldn't tell what it was. He thought it was at least a pinnacle domain type true treasure. Luo Feng was shocked. It's boat of mausoleum! There wasn't much information about boat of mausoleum in the human race. The mausoleum was a legendary place. Based on the records, it was the resting place of countless dead great beings. Even though some great beings had gone in before, they didn't see any bodies. At the same time, there were lots of valuables left in the mausoleum, so lots of great beings craved to going in. However, the younger couldn't just go in like that. Even Universe Supreme Masters couldn't get in. However, one could enter boat of mausoleum. This is the legendary boat of mausoleum? Luo Feng looked at the ancient boat carefully. The towering, massive black vessel continued its ascent, causing the entire black swamp to tremble and vibrate. Compared to the black vessel, Luo Feng and company seemed incredibly small with respect to body size as well as aura. For every universe master present, if not for their true treasures, the moment they fell into the black swamp, they would be doomed for sure. Full force attacks were unable to shake the black swamp, but this black vessel shook off a large part of the black swamp effortlessly. How do we seize this treasure? I have never heard of any method. Many thoughts coursed through Luo Feng's mind. There were many legends of the boat of mausoleum, but no one in humanity had never possessed it before, and among the near 100 groups of powers throughout the entire universe ocean, the 2 holy lands might be the only ones who had ever managed to seize it before, so it was understandable that no one knew how to seize this treasure. Branding it with life imprints? Unlikely. If branding was possible, then Deer Bug Master, Shadow Dust Master of the Divine Eye Clan, and Sorcerer Sprite Master would not be so peaceful. Deer Bug Master. Luo Feng suddenly did a voice transmission. This time it was directed only to Deer Bug Master, so Sorcerer Sprite Master and Shadow Dust Master were oblivious. Milky Way Horde Leader, Deer Bug Master replied. I have little experience and knowledge, so I do not have any information about the boat of Mausoleum. Although I have heard about its legends, I have practically zero knowledge when it comes to true facts about it. Would you, Deer Bug Master, be able to share some of your knowledge about it with me? Ha ha ha, why should I tell you? Deer Bug Master asked back. Luo Feng merely smiled and replied, as if he did not mind. It's fine if you are unable to tell me anything. I will just follow you, Shadow Dust Master, and Sorcerer Sprite Master when you three get into action. You really want to know? Deer Bug Master suddenly asked. Of course, Luo Feng replied. I'm fine with telling you, but I have one condition, Deer Bug Master said. I think there should be no other fellow great being from Purple Moon Holy Land here in Flame Ice region. When the boat of Mausoleum has completely emerged, which I guess should be soon, summoning other fellow great beings is completely out of the question. They will not be able to make it here in time. I may be powerful, but I am afraid I will become a target of attack. Would you be willing to be at my beck and call for the time being? If you agree, then I will tell you detailed information about the boat of Mausoleum. If not, forget it. Agreed. Luo Feng did not hesitate at all. However, I will only follow your orders before the crowd, before the treasure. Don't blame me if I behave otherwise. Before the treasure, of course we will depend on our own capabilities, Deer Bug Master replied. Deal, Luo Feng answered. He knew why Deer Bug Master was fearful of the other groups of powers. Although Deer Bug Master possessed a supreme true treasure, that was only a supreme armor. Though strong in defense, when in face-to-face combat, it did not offer much of an advantage. Fighting with other great beings, for instance, a 5th-tier Universe Master against a 4th-tier Universe Master battling one another, the most the armor could do was to bring the 4th-tier Universe Master to a disadvantageous position. Killing was not very feasible unless it was with absolute restraint. Like Clear Eye Master, his sole attack could bring his opponent into an instant daze, where all ability to resist was lost. Perhaps this kind of absolute restraint would work wonders. Some 5th-tier existences were still able to survive when exchanging blows with Universe Supreme Beings, so if they were pitted against mere 6th-tier Universe Masters, the results were obvious. Deer Bug Master was able to unleash his power, but the amount that he could unleash was probably only the amount a Universe Supreme Master could release in the Primal Universe. Even though this would gain him an absolute upper hand, it would be extremely difficult to kill any one of his opponents, or even to kill someone like Luo Feng. Since you have agreed, Deer Bug Master said without further delay, I shall provide you with information regarding the boat of Mausoleum. Countless years ago, the boat of Mausoleum was a working tool for a group of ancient existences within the universe boat. Of course, that ancient civilization was very powerful. For instance, they created the black striped stone pillars and the entire universe boat, both of which none of us great beings in the universe ocean of today could cause to budge an inch. Luo Feng agreed on that. That civilization was indeed very powerful. Judging from clues left behind on various sources, many true treasures, even utmost supreme true treasures, were the legacy of that civilization. A certain degree of deduction was possible, just by looking at the informative writing found on a supreme true treasure, that they were exactly the same as the writings used by that civilization. There is a large number of unique objects within the universe, both the black striped stone pillars, bloody sea plate, boat of Mausoleum, and others, for which the method of branding with life imprints to get them to recognize their masters will not work out. I am not so sure about types of objects like the black striped stone pillars and bloody sea plate, but objects like the boat of Mausoleum were more like tools, not true treasures. For instance, Deer Bug Master continued, when you are hiding inside the boat of Mausoleum and great beings attack from the outside world, the boat of Mausoleum could counteract to a certain extent, but still, a strong impact would be transmitted all the way in. Meaning to say, the boat of Mausoleum does not function like a palace true treasure, which can block off impacts to near perfection. However, it is a valuable that is naturally able to block soul attacks. Because of the unique material it is composed of, virtual godly powers would not be able to penetrate it at all. Its defense is merely because of its unique material. Want to make it recognize its master? One must enter the boat of Mausoleum and find its core control. Core control? Luo Feng repeated. Within the entire universe boat, Dear Bug Master said, there were several boats of mausoleum, but it takes ages for one to be born. Every boat of mausoleum has a different core control, so you better not think of finding out anything about core controls from me, because I myself am clueless. Luo Feng knew that Dear Bug Master definitely had certain information regarding the core control, but this was confidential and also involved seizing a true treasure. Why would he tell Luo Feng so readily? If you want to enter this boat of mausoleum, there is no other way, Dear Bug Master said. You must wait for it to open its doors. If it does not want to open on its own, then no one would be able to forcibly pry it open. Luo Feng persisted in his questions. How long is the wait? Very soon. The moment it is completely born, the doors will normally open automatically. Of course, there is a possibility of sudden delays. Dear Bug Master sighed. From the records of my holy hand, there was also a boat of mausoleum that had doors that refused to open upon complete birth. After more than 300 eras, a supreme being who was extremely skilled in refining true treasures made use of a secret technique to drive this boat of mausoleum, to finally stimulate it to open its doors automatically. Refining true treasures? Luo Feng felt a jolt. To refine a true treasure, one must first have a deep understanding of the civilization it originated from. Dear Bug Master said, random great beings would not be able to fathom the treasures left behind by a particular civilization, but for those great beings skilled in refining true treasures, upon thorough and meticulous studying of the true treasures, they will be able to reveal the mysteries of these treasures. As for this boat of mausoleum, there is another piece of information. You should have heard this before. A single boat of mausoleum can take in 36 great beings to enter that tomb. 36 great beings? Luo Feng only knew that the boat of mausoleum could bring great beings into the tomb. Only one chance to control and drive the boat of mausoleum, Dear Bug Master said. Once inside the tomb, the boat of mausoleum will leave and no longer be controlled. So, even if you manage to get hold of the boat of mausoleum, you must consider carefully whether you truly want to enter the tomb. Once you enter the tomb, you will lose the boat of mausoleum. The boat of mausoleum was slowly emerging from the black swamp. Its speed might have been slow, but there was sustained, constant movement. Very quickly it drew in a palace-type true treasure, which was an ancestral god school-s group of power from the first reincarnation era. Generation after generation of reincarnation era, regardless of which reincarnation era, there would always be the presence of the ancestral god school. When in the primal universe, the ancestral god school was generally very powerful. However, the moment the primal universe was destroyed to enter a new reincarnation era, these great beings of the ancestral god school who were forced to live in their miniature universes no longer had the protection of the universe origin. Their powers would be weakened, and their degree of unity would be greatly reduced, thus appearing to be detached from one another. A wild voice sounded. Ha ha! Shadow Dust Master from the Divine Eye Clan, Sorcerer Sprite Master? Dear Bug Master from Purple Moon Holy Land? Lu Jiao Master of the First Ancestral God School? The human race's Milky Way Horde leader? This is the boat of mausoleum? Hong! A pale white light that just arrived immediately swept past the stream of light and charged toward the boat of mausoleum. Luo Feng, Dear Bug Master, Shadow Dust Master, and the others were mocked amidst laughter as they looked on. They could see the pale white light landing on the boat of mausoleum, searching for a spot that was not tainted by the black swamp, then trying its best to brand the boat with its life imprints. Apparently, nothing was successful. Skeleton Clan, you are just foolish! Cold laughter sounded throughout the domain and resonated in that part of space. We are all watching from afar, no one trying to make the boat recognize a master. Isn't it obvious that a master cannot be recognized? You're still trying to court your death by trying to make it recognize a master. What a joke. Divine Eye Clan, you are just idiotic, said a shrill voice that suggested an untamed character sounded. The others are not saying anything, so what nonsense are you speaking? Of course, I am aware that the boat of mausoleum cannot recognize a master, but still, I have to try. Who knows? This boat of mausoleum might be different from the others. And who knows? You Divine Eye Clan might already have some who tried to make the boat recognize a master before me. He was right. The Divine Eye Clan had been the first to arrive. They had, indeed, studied the emerging boat of mausoleum carefully and attempted to get it to recognize a master. However, the Divine Eye Clan was from the first reincarnation era regarding information on the boat of mausoleum. They were lacking in quantity as compared to the two Holy Land universes. Foolish skeleton clan, stop finding excuses, the cold voice continued. Stop being so full of yourself, Divine Eye clan, the shrill voice snorted. The other groups of powers present did not make a single utterance. Skeleton clan and Divine Eye clan were both pinnacle clans from the first reincarnation era. Although the Skeleton clan might have been slightly weaker than the Divine Eye clan, it was still the latter's archenemy. The talents of both clans cursed one another. For close to 3 reincarnation eras, ceaseless fights had been going on between the two clans. Being able to maintain such strong powers while under the suppression of the Divine Eye clan, one could imagine the power of Skeleton clan. Time passed. Another half a month passed, and no other groups of powers came. Now there were 5 groups. Namely, Divine Eye clan, Skeleton clan, the First Ancestral God School, Purple Moon Holy Ground, and the humans. Luo Feng knew he was alone, so what about the other groups? Everyone was within their own palace true treasures. How many great beings were in those palace true treasures? No one else knew. Perhaps the Skeleton clan had a few of those palace true treasures with only one person inside. Perhaps there were 2 great beings of the Divine Eye clan inside, or maybe there were more than 2. Before a battle took place, it was hard to say. Hong! The boat of Mausoleum had finally completed emerging. The base of the entire vessel had left the black swamp and was vaguely seen suspended in the air. At the same time, the cabin doors were starting to vibrate. The cabin doors are about to open. Milky Way, let us go. Dear Bug Master transmitted his command to Luo Feng right away. So, Luo Feng's South Crimson Tower followed close behind Dear Bug Master's pyramid as they immediately flew toward the towering boat of Mausoleum, which was quite a distance away. Hurry! Keep a close eye on Dear Bug Master! He has the most information. Keep up! The other groups of powers saw Dear Bug Master and Luo Feng dashing over without a second thought. They immediately went ablaze with their godly power to propel their palace true treasures to the ultimate forms. Then, with speeds accelerated to 100 times light speed, they transformed into streaks of light and took off in the direction of the boat of Mausoleum. All 5 entities, Luo Feng, Dear Bug Master, Divine Eye Clan, Skeleton Clan, and Ancestral God School transformed into 5 streams of light and flew across the void space, toward the boat of Mausoleum. Hong! Long! Floating across the sky above the black morass, the ancient boat was slowly starting to vibrate and tremble. Then a door appeared by the side of one of its outer walls. The door rose slowly. The passageway behind it got larger. Over there! The cabin doors of the boat of Mausoleum have opened. Hurry up, get in. With a slight adjustment to their flight route, 5 streams of light charged in the distance into a straight line toward that passageway behind the rising door. Dear Bug Master, your power is the strongest, and also, you are the most familiar with the boat of Mausoleum. I think it is best you be the last to enter. Crazy chortles sounded as streams of hazy, golden shadows swept toward Dear Bug Master in an unrestrained manner, and in midair, countless golden shadows were gathering and converging. Then, almost immediately, a large yet primitive machete was formed. A voice belonging to First Ancestral God School sounded loud and clear. Dear Bug Master, you already have a supreme true treasure. Why are you still vying for one with us? Instantly, numerous butterflies appeared in the void space. Butterflies of various colors flew all over the place and all over one another. Then they charged toward Dear Bug Master in a frenzy. Dear Bug. Coincidentally, the 2 archenemies, the Skeleton Clan and the Divine Eye Clan, also started to attack Dear Bug Master. On the contrary, no one laid a finger on Luo Feng. Obviously, Dear Bug Master was the greatest threat to them, as he was the most powerful one amongst them all, and he had the greatest understanding of the boat of Mausoleum. If they did not act in concert to hinder him, the boat of Mausoleum landing in the hands of Dear Bug Master was almost a given. Of every universe master present, not one of them was a fool. They would naturally know what to do. A gigantic void space machete. Countless drunken butterflies, a white whirlwind under such a concerted attack. The golden pagoda that was originally flying at high speed instantly disappeared. Huh! In midair, a beast appeared. Covered all over with black scales, it had a large body which looked as though every inch of it was a weapon. On every joint of its several hundred pairs of sharp claws had a sharp barb, and its tail resembled a scorpion's tail. Its tail was divided further into close to 1,000 nodes, and on around every node on its tail, there was a strange cyan color. The moment the beast appeared, Luo Feng's heart lurched. The only part of the entire beast that could be considered normal was its head, which resembled a deer-like beast. "Deer bug," Luo Feng mumbled. Deer Bug Master was able to transform himself into a formidable, frightening beast with the help of his supreme true treasure, as he had renamed himself, Deer Bug Master. After getting this supreme true treasure, this beast was called Deer Bug. Ho! Deer Bug pranced about in the void space, with that gentle-looking head letting out roars loud enough to cause the void space to tremble. The void space trembled and revealed visible ripples that spread out in all directions. That gigantic void space machete, countless drunken butterflies, a white whirlwind were destroyed and shattered apart to finally be annihilated by these loud roars. "Milky Way, follow me." Deer Bug flew quickly but simultaneously transmitted his message to Luo Feng via his godly power. "Sure." Luo Feng was secretly breathless, but he did not reduce his speed the slightest bit. "Deer Bug has gone nuts. The moment he arrived, he started using his supreme true treasure. Stop him! Stop him! This boat of mausoleum, it must be ours. Make him reduce his speed. Milky Way Horde Leader, why aren't you helping to stop Deer Bug Master? If he gets in there first, we will have no chance at seizing the treasure. Milky Way Horde Leader, we will stop Deer Bug first." 2 voice transmissions reached Luo Feng, both asking him to help in their attempts to stop Deer Bug. Luo Feng, on the contrary, ignored their pleas. "You will regret this in a while. You all are really full of crap," Luo Feng transmitted his reply. "Regret indeed. Attack me all you want, if you have the guts." Hump. A few cold snorts sounded, then Divine Eye Clan, the first ancestral god school, and the Skeletal Clan no longer paid heed to Luo Feng. At this point in time, they would not be distracted into dealing with him. Their biggest enemy was Deer Bug Master. The 3 were seen launching heavy, successive blows across the domain, crazily laying siege to Deer Bug Master. It was a common knowledge that those who dared roam the internal domain were usually only 5th-tier universe masters, and a handful of 4th-tier universe masters who were extremely strong in their ability for survival were sometimes seen roaming the internal domain. At that moment, the other parties were attacking Deer Bug from all directions with concerted efforts. The beast, Deer Bug, galloped about the void space, letting out bouts of roars with sound waves of an incomparably powerful impact. Yet the Divine Eye Clan, the first ancestral god school, and the Skeletal Clan were also attacking forcefully. Thus, Deer Bug Master's speed was apparently affected and got much slower. So, the moment Deer Bug Master's speed was reduced, the stream of crimson light following closely behind and instantly bypassed him. It was Luo Feng. "Don't worry about Milky Way. He has no inkling about the internal layout of the boat of mausoleum. We just have to stop Deer Bug Master, then everything will be fine." Ho! Deer Bug Master did not ask Luo Feng for help at all. Instead, he broke through the attacks, one after another, as he charged his way toward the entrance to the door. The distance was still very far, so why were Luo Feng and company all moving so fast? A stream of crimson light dashed through the entrance in an instant. Following closely were Deer Bug Master, who was moving under the influence of restrictions, and the Divine Eye Clan, the Skeleton Clan, and the first ancestral god school, who all seemed to dash through the gate entrance at the same time. This place is... Inside the boat of mausoleum, the environment seemed safe. One after another, the great beings exited their pinnacle palace true treasures, which was nothing impressive, as anyone who was able to make it through Flame Ice region would at least possess a pinnacle palace true treasure. The first to dash in was Luo Feng, and he was looking all around the place. He had charged his way down the passageway after passing the gate, then very quickly arrived at an immeasurably large public square. Or was it a great hall? Whichever it was easily 100 million kilometers in diameter, and it was entirely empty. The incomparably smooth surface was all that one could see at first glance, and it was also all that one could see thereafter. As for the border of the public square, there were numerous passageways, all leading in different directions. This confused Luo Feng, as he was at a loss for which direction to choose. If he made a wrong choice, much time would be wasted, and wasted time, no matter how short, would mean losing the core control to another great being. Then he would not be able to get it to recognize its master. Deer Bug Master suddenly transmitted a message. "Milky Way, follow me." So, Deer Bug Master flew far into the distance right away. Luo Feng's eyes lit up, and he wasted no time in following closely, charging after Deer Bug Master. From the Divine Eye Clan, only 2 Universe Masters appeared, Shadow Dust Master and Sorcerer Sprite Master. From the first ancestral god school, only one turned out, Luo Master. From the skeleton clan, there was also only one, Jittery Sea Master. Upon seeing Deer Bug Master and Luo Feng making their moves, the 4 universe masters gave chase almost at the same time, as though they were trained to make conditioned responses. Keep your eyes on Deer Bug. He knows which way to go. Stick to Deer Bug. Don't let Milky Way take advantage of the situation. Within an instant, all 4 universe masters who were giving chase from behind executed attacks that ranged from soul attacks to long-range attack types or even domain attacks. At that point, the 4 from behind and the 2 in front were exchanging blows at lightning speed. Yet all of them were still advancing forward at high speed. Deer Bug must be using me to absorb some of the impact from the others, Luo Feng thought as he continued chasing after Deer Bug ahead of him. But compared to that group consisting of the Divine Eye Clan, the Skeleton Clan, and the first ancestral god school, between those 3 groups of powers and me, I am the weakest. Even if I manage to stall Deer Bug Master when we eventually have to fight for the treasure, how am I going to win those 3 all by myself? If I were to follow Deer Bug, then Deer Bug would be attracting most of the attention from our opponents. Perhaps I would be able to gain from his misfortune. Luo Feng continued giving chase from behind. Every single one of them had an agenda of their own. Along the internal passageway of the boat of Mausoleum, 6 figures were advancing at high speed. Deer Bug Master was indeed a common target for everyone, where his speed also got noticeably slower to become alongside Luo Feng. Deer Bug looked at Luo Feng and said, Milky Way, I think you would gain a great advantage if I am blocked. I am also being attacked now. Luo Feng was like a beast god, fast and furious, and his right claw attacked with occasional roars. Behind him, 4 great beings were in hot pursuit, but they were only hindering him from a distance, and they did not attack at full force. So why should Luo Feng be bothered? Right there! Deer Bug Master suddenly charged forward. A loud bang sounded. One of the horns on his head rammed into one side of the walls of that revolving corridor. Rumbling sounded. The patterns on the corridor walls suddenly caved in, and soon after, there was a loud crash. A gigantic gate suddenly fell from the top. With a loud rumble, the gate fell. The 4 figures charged out in succession as they saw that gigantic gate, and all of them flared up instantly. Loathsome! I have already told you that Deer Bug is the most dangerous one. Jittery Sea Master, you are an idiot. Why did you get distracted and attack Milky Way instead? That Milky Way knows nothing at all. The crucial secrets would Deer Bug tell him? Blocking Deer Bug, even if we let Milky Way wander about in there, he will not be able to find anything in there. Trash from the Divine Eye Clan, you only dare to say all these after everything has happened. Previously, when I was attacking Luo Feng, why didn't you say anything? Alright. Let us hurry and find another passageway. This is the boat of Mausoleum. There are many passageways within the boat that lead to other places. We don't have this one passageway alone. Let us hurry up. If we delay further, we never know what kind of method Deer Bug will use to shut the passageways. The female member of Divine Eye Clan, Sorcerer Sprite Master, grudgingly swung her feet hard at the gate. Honk! The gate did not move, but Sorcerer Sprite Master was forced to retreat 3 steps. Let us go! Sorcerer Sprite Master turned to leave, bringing Shadow Dust Master with her, and speedily left to search for another passageway. Deer Bug Master and Luo Feng flew, one after the other. Deer Bug Master is indeed very impressive, Luo Feng said. You have my respect. I have studied 2 boats of Mausoleum so far, so why should you find it strange that I know more about it? Deer Bug Master laughed and took a look at Luo Feng. At that moment, he had transformed back into his original appearance, a balding man. In a forthright manner, he said, Milky Way, previously, when I roped you in, it was firstly to ensure that I have one less enemy. Besides, you are the only one who is willing to be roped in to be at my side. Secondly, it is to ensure that the other side has one more opponent. But now you are kind of useless to me. Luo Feng was taken aback. In fact, when the gate in that tunnel was lowered earlier on, he had started to practice due vigilance. Since there were no enemies from the outside, the possibility of Deer Bug Master turning on him was high, and his opponent's power obviously surpassed his. Rest assured, I have roamed Universe Ocean so freely for a long time, and I am definitely not like those lunatics from the first reincarnation era, Deer Bug Master said in a carefree manner. The boat of Mausoleum is very valuable, even though it is still lacking compared to a palace supreme true treasure. It is superior to any other pinnacle palace true treasure. and with it you can enter the tomb. It is very valuable, even more valuable than a strange object, or extremely close to that of a supreme true treasure. They can go crazy, but I am not about to lose my sanity. Because my life is so long, the most exciting part of it will be to go on adventures. And the most important process of an adventure? To obtain treasures. It is good enough if you have failed despite putting in your best. Failure means nothing at all. Dear Bug Master was very relaxed. At the same time, he transformed into light and advanced down the meandering passage ahead of them. Luo Feng ignored him. Did failure really mean nothing? Was he not bothered at all? If his race could live on for eternity, it meant that he would live on for eternity if that was possible. Then he, too, could afford to be so free and nonchalant. I have made a good guess, said Dear Bug Master. It is the core room right ahead. The core controls should be in there. Dear Bug Master took one look at Luo Feng, then said via voice transmission. Let us see who is capable enough, you or me, to be able to obtain that core control. To receive the entire inheritance or die.